the sooner you can actually accept the fact that you played a part in this, the sooner you can move forward. It's a real simple formula. Pain plus reflection equals progress. I'll get Mikey to put that at the bottom of the screen. Pain plus reflection equals progress. You've had the pain of messing up. Add the reflection, and that's when you get the progress. Because understand, on your journey, you are going to mess up. I had an amazing consultation with the lad the other day. And again, he's got a lot of weight to lose. And I said to him, listen, you are going to fail. It's not if you fail, it's when you fail. You are going to mess up. You've had years of your life. He's only a young lad. He's like 21 or 22. I said, for 22 years of your life, you've been stuck in this negative loop, these negative habits, this negative spiral. There is no way that you're going to drop this £100 that you need to drop and it'll be smooth sailing. It's not going to happen. You are going to mess up. So expect it to happen, but have a contingency plan. Understand, right, when I mess up, what am I going to do to make sure that I don't make the same mistake over and over again? Welcome to the Prime Life Project podcast, a place to help you unlock your full potential, both mentally and physically, to become the best version of you. Welcome back to an episode of the Prime Life Project podcast. I'm your host, Daniel James, and today it is just me. So obviously I've got Mikey in the background doing this thing, but I've not jumped on here and just spoke by myself for a while. So I thought I'd jump on and just get myself back into doing these by myself. So I'm going to try and change the format a little bit of the podcast. Now, I want to say change the format. What I'm thinking of doing is doing one of these a month, getting me and Mikey on once a month, and then having two guests on as well. So there's a bit of a more variety in there as well. So I can actually do some of this hard-hitting stuff because I feel like a lot of people get a lot of value out of me just sort of coming on here and essentially speaking my truth and sharing some of my knowledge and wisdom and experience in things, whether it's the mental health stuff, fat loss, or anything like that. So I want to get back into doing that. So get used to them. These will be a little bit obviously shorter episodes, and obviously with me and Mikey talking a little bit longer, along with when I've got a guest on as well. So I've just got back from school, literally an hour ago. Just got back from doing 2 assemblies at school. So again, if you're watching this, or actually you're going to be listening to it either way, if my voice sounds a little bit croaky, it's because I've been shouting at kids from a stage all morning, so that's why my voice may be a little bit croaky. But before I get into today's episode, don't forget to like and share it with a friend. So if you take any value from it, please help us to grow the podcast, share it with a friend, help us spread the word, help as many people as possible. And also don't forget, on May the 29th, the Mental Health Summit. This is myself, Paul Cope, Craig Seaton, and Scarlett Webster. All have been former podcast guests. So if you haven't, check out the previous episodes I've done with those guys. Absolutely incredible. May the 29th. It's on a Sunday. It's in Nottingham, and tickets are on sale. If you click on the link at the bottom of the screen, it'll be there for you. But it's primelifeproject.co.uk/MHS for Mental Health Summit. So it's all on there for you. So today, what I want to talk about is basically 5 reasons why you're struggling to get results. So I was thinking, I was driving back from speaking with the kids, for what can I talk about? What am I in the mood to talk about? Because again, it's one of the things where I can't just rattle things off. I've got to be in the mood to talk about some stuff. And for me, one of the big things that's coming up recently, obviously since January, I know it's 3 months into the year, which is a bit crazy for me, but I know at the start of the year, everyone's trying to become as better versions of themselves, whether it's fat loss or whatever it is, and people are trying to push towards getting some sort of result. And people undoubtedly struggle. So for me, I just wanted to come on and basically talk about 5 reasons why I believe people are struggling to see results. Now, I'll be linking this very much to fat loss. So again, that is my background. I'm a fat loss coach, body composition coach. That is essentially my bread and butter. I obviously now do that, the mental health, self-development side of things as well. But again, my coaches are very fat loss based. And again, whether fat loss is your goal or not, you can relate back to it. So obviously, when I'm talking about results, I'm going to link it back to fat loss, but you can insert anything here, whatever it is that you want to try and get results with. These are my things that, again, I think 5 reasons why you may be struggling. Again, this is not a comprehensive list. This is literally something I just pulled out of the air 5 minutes before we jumped on here, and basically just want to go on a bit of a ramble about it, if I'm honest with you. But I feel like people can definitely take some from the bullet points I've got here. So the first thing for me is you don't think that you can do it. So this is one of the biggest things I was talking with the kids. It's you have to understand the power of your thoughts. Your thoughts are so powerful, and people aren't taught this. And this is one of the biggest things for me, that when I'm reading all these books, I've got all these books, these old books. I've just literally picked up another book that's from 1903, I think this one is. And I'm reading all these books, and it talks about the power of thought, and it talks about how thought is just potential energy and how we actually manifest things into existence. And I've just come back from a course. It was a 10-day course. If you guys follow me on social media, Daniel_James_fitness, you'll have seen I was actually in Liverpool going on a course. And again, the first 3 days of that 10-day course, we're talking about thoughts and the subconscious mind, and essentially universal energy and the power we have to think. And it's our unique ability as human beings to actually be able to think. It's what sets us apart from anybody else. We can think, and that thought is potential energy, which can create whatever it is. So one of these books I was reading, I spoke about Tesla. So Nikola Tesla, isn't it? Nikai? Yeah, what's his first name? Nikola Tesla. So again, what the car is based off. So again, in this book, it's this original book I had from 1915, I think it is. But it speaks about how he used the power of thought to create all his crazy inventions. So if you don't know, Tesla's inventions are absolutely crazy. The stuff that he came out with are absolutely nuts. So yes, we've got the Tesla car, but it's essentially based off him, and the stuff he used to do with electricity is insane. So it's a direct quote from him that he put in a magazine. It basically said that what he used to do is he used to visualize these things he was going to create. So he'd visualize them. And what he would do is he would use his power of thought to think about how this machine would work. And he would run it through his head. And in his head, he would notice how the machine wouldn't work. Then what he'd do is he'd create it. He would rectify the problem in his head. So the problem, he would correct the problem in his head and keep running the machine through his head over and over again until he had a machine that worked absolutely perfectly. And every single time when he created that machine, it worked first time perfectly. In 20 years, it never didn't work. Now that is the power of thought. Now the fact that in your head you can create anything that you want. The problem is we're not taught how to take control of our thoughts. We're not taught how to do that at all. So what we've got this crazy brain computer that can do whatever we want to do. So whatever results that you want in life, if you don't think that you can do it, you are not going to do it, because your thoughts drive everything. Your conscious brain essentially controls the subconscious brain. Your conscious brain tells the subconscious what to do. So if you're consciously telling yourself you can't do something, you're then telling your subconscious that you can't do it. And again, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but understanding the universal energy, the power that your subconscious has, the ability to tap into, is limitless. It is absolutely nuts. Like, I'm going to try and get some more guests to go down that rabbit hole, because I'm not going to do it justice. But you need to understand all this stuff I'm reading and all this stuff I'm learning about this universal energy is absolutely insane. But it's understanding our ability as human beings to think is our ability to take control of our conscious thought, which then directs our subconscious. And the subconscious is where the magic happens. So if you don't believe that you can do something, then you can't. There's that old saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're always right. So first and foremost, like whatever results you're trying to get, if you don't actually believe that you can do it, that's then going to cause a problem. Because again, understand our thoughts create feelings. So again, if you've got this negative thought towards something, you're going to feel a certain way towards it. So again, let's use fat loss as the example. So you want to try and lose 50 pounds. If you don't think you can do it, you're going to feel very apprehensive about doing it. You're going to feel a bit nervous. You're going to feel a bit anxious towards doing it. Like you may even feel a bit upset, angry, whatever it is, like real negative feelings towards doing this thing. So guess what? You're going to take half-hearted action because you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. Like we say, oh, I'm not really feeling that. You're not feeling it. You're going to get half-hearted action, which means you get half-hearted results, which will then confirm to you this whole belief of, oh, I can never lose weight. I can never do this. I'm always going to be fat, whatever it is. And it's understanding that beliefs are just thoughts we keep thinking. Let me say that again. Beliefs are just thoughts we keep thinking. So at some point, you've made a decision. You've made a decision and it's created this belief that I'm fat or I'm never going to be able to get in shape. That was a decision. You have made that decision. That decision, you've then turned into a thought. And that thought over and over and over again, the thought then becomes a belief. And you've now got this whole list of beliefs and reasons why you believe that you can't do something. You need to understand the power. And again, don't want to go too much of a rabbit hole into this, but you need to understand the power of thought. Like you have to really think that you can do it and believe that you can do it. And again, how do we do that? Again, it's small baby steps. So again, you're struggling to see results. You don't think you can do it. Like, well, what do you think you can do? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can do it. So why don't you think you can do it? And you're like, oh, I don't know. Okay. Well, if you did know, why would that be? Let me say that again. I know that you don't know, but if you did know, what would it be? What would be the reason why you don't think you can do it? If you did know, which you do, if you did know, what's the reason? Why do you think you can't do it? And then get to that answer, get that root cause, because that's where the gold is. So again, Paul Cope, who's going to the mental health summit, one of his courses I went on before this big one, and one of the big things he said is that the beach that you want to get on, you've got to go through the cave to get to the beach. So again, it's understanding all this stuff. You've got to go through this dark stuff, this internal work. If you listen to all the guests I've had on before, like whatever results you want to have, you have to go through this work and understand that there is beliefs there. There is this story that you've been telling yourself. There's this narrative, and there'll be no factual proof behind it. Someone probably at school says something to you and they believe that you're always going to be fat and you can't achieve results. Whatever it is, but understand, you have the power to consciously take control of your thoughts. You need to destroy the darkness with light. These negative thoughts that pop up into your head telling you that you can't do it, see that as an opportunity. When that negative thought pops up, don't see it as a negative, see it as a positive. That negative thought has popped up for you to insert a positive, empowering thought over the top of it. You destroy darkness with light. So when these negative thoughts, that little voice inside your head tells you can't do it, tell it to shut up. Tell it to shut up and implant a powerful positive thought. And when you're thinking about that positive thought, really make the picture big. Make the picture big. Make it fill your whole entire imagination. Get that feeling. Get that feeling, whatever it is, and amplify and amplify and amplify. Make it big, make it colourful, make it bright. Destroy the darkness with light. That's point one. You don't think you can do it. Change your way of thinking. You have complete control to do that. Number two, you haven't learned from past mistakes. So whatever this is, whatever success is, like the reason why you're struggling to get results, like this won't be the first time that you've tried. The problem is you haven't taken any responsibility for why you failed in the past. It'd always be someone else's fault. Oh, coronavirus. Oh, Mikey just said the C-bomb. We're going to get cancelled. So we need to edit that out, like beep out the C-bomb. So the C-bomb, for example, or now we've got the war that's going on. We've got the gas prices. We've got this, we've got that. There's always an excuse. And the problem is what you're doing is you're not taking responsibility. You need to take complete radical responsibility and understand that the mistakes that you made in the past, you played your part in them. And you haven't learned from it. So you're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And that's the problem. So if last time, again, let's use fat loss as an example. If last time you tried to drop 50 pounds, somewhere along the line you messed up, what you would have done was gone on a negative train to beat yourself up and been a downward spiral. Now, this time, ask yourself, why did I go wrong last time? Where did it go wrong for me? And don't blame your partner. Don't blame work. Don't blame lack of time. Don't blame this. Don't blame that. Ask yourself, why did I mess up? What was my part in this? Because you played a part in it. And the sooner you can actually accept the fact that you played a part in this, the sooner you can move forward. It's a real simple formula. Pain plus reflection equals progress. I mean, Mikey, to put that at the bottom of the screen. Pain plus reflection equals progress. You've had the pain of messing up. Add the reflection, and that's when you get the progress. Because understand, on your journey, you're going to mess up. I had an amazing consultation with the lad the other day. And again, he's got a lot of weight to lose. And I said to him, listen, like, you are going to fail. It's not if you fail, it's when you fail. You are going to mess up. You've had years of your life. He's only a young lad. He's like 21 or 22. I said, for 22 years of your life, you've been stuck in this negative loop, these negative habits, this negative spiral. There is no way that you're going to drop this £100 that you need to drop and it'll be smooth sailing. It's not going to happen. You are going to mess up. So expect it to happen, but have a contingency plan. Understand, right, when I mess up, what am I going to do to make sure that I don't make the same mistake over and over again? But again, take responsibility, take ownership for it, because all you're doing is lying to yourself. You know that you messed up. You know that you could have handled it better. Okay, own it. Don't try and lie to yourself and say, oh, it's Mikey's fault, or it's this fault. No. Right, it may be Mikey's fault. Mikey may have done something, or someone else may have done something, and that's completely valid. We spoke about this before. Don't allow yourself to get into a victim mindset, because then what happens is other people are then going to determine the trajectory of your life. Understand, yes, other people and other things may have played a role in that. Granted, 100% factually true, but also you played your part, no matter how small it was, and you can only take responsibility for your part in it. So take responsibility for it. That's one of the biggest things I can tell you. And that goes for anything in life. This isn't just towards getting any results that you want. Anything in life. I did an Instagram post about closure. Again, closure. If you want closure in life, don't expect it from somebody else, because no one else can give you the closure that you want. It's impossible. You can't do it. That's not how closure works. Like, you can't control other people. You have to get closure internally. And you get closure by actually taking responsibility for your part that you played in that, and forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for the part you played in whatever action or thing that was. No matter how small. Take your part in it. Accept responsibility. That is how you get closure. Write a letter, get it all out there, and then burn the letter. But don't expect it from other people. You're not going to get it from other people. Again, same with this. Like, when you mess up, you can blame people until you run out of oxygen. You can literally just keep going on about it. It's not going to change anything. And this is the problem. We put all out this stuff on other people. Just turn it around on yourself. Right, I messed up here. It's not a problem. Now, when I say you messed up here, and again, you're reflecting on this, don't be hard on yourself. That's also another thing. Be kind to yourself. Because being hard on yourself is probably one of the negative things that got you in this place in the first place. So understand, when you do make mistakes, be kind to yourself. So when I'm saying reflect on it, when you do mess up, when you do mess up, understand you have to talk to yourself nicely. Don't give yourself a hard time. Be brutally honest with yourself. It's really, really important that you do that. I had someone else there that popped into my head, and again, I do that thing where I kind of like zoned out while I was talking. Back in the room, I had a really important point to make on that, and I can't think what the hell it was. It's something I mentioned in schools earlier on. And as I was thinking, my brain was like, oh yeah, I need to talk about this. Absolutely not. So we spoke about that. Was it Mary? We spoke about who did we speak about when it was energies and basically said about a zone out. Yeah, Mary. There was literally, I've literally done that. I've completely zoned out, and I'm back in the room. I'm like, what on earth was I talking about? Yeah. Well, take responsibility. Mate, I can't even remember where I was going with that. That's literally, I've literally just gone off on one. Yeah, I literally can't remember what I was saying there. Taking responsibility, doing fast mistakes. Hopefully come back to me, so we're going to move on. Anyway, point number 3, we'll keep that rambling there so people can see that actually it's genuine. I've just literally completely zoned out there. So number 3, so again, first 5 points. First one is you don't think you can do it. Second one is you haven't learned from past mistakes. Again, it's a massive one. Again, that pain plus reflection equals progress. Again, you have to reflect. Pain plus reflection. Oh, that was it. That was going to say. I knew I had something else to say there. Again, it's understand about making mistakes. So again, making these mistakes are the thing that you need to push you forward in life. Like, people are afraid of making mistakes, but mistakes are the thing that will push you forward. So again, if you have a mobile phone, you have the ability to send a text message. So in that text message, if you make a spelling mistake, you have the ability to delete that word or that letter and rewrite it again. You have a back button. The reason why you have a back button and are able to delete things is because every single person makes mistakes. Every single person on this planet makes mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. So again, when people are afraid to make mistakes, but it's understanding that making mistakes is all part of the human experience that actually helps us grow and learn and develop. That is how it works. Again, I use a ship analogy. I talk about people being boats. And so that old quote, a ship at a dock is safe, but that's not what ships are designed for. Like, you as a ship, you as a boat, do not play it safe. You need to understand that in life, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. And in doing that, you may make some mistakes. As long as your intentions are good, your intentions are pure, and you're not actively going out of your way to screw people over or hurt anybody else, don't worry about making mistakes. You can always bounce back, and you'll bounce back bigger and stronger than ever. So number 3, you don't have a plan. So again, just like with the boat analogy, you need to understand that you need to have some sort of plan. So whatever results you're trying to get, like, you need to have some sort of a plan. You can't just wing it. That's not how life works. And again, in life, it's understanding no matter what you're trying to do, people have done what you already want to do. So let's say you want to lose 100 pounds. There's people out there that have lost 100 pounds. Again, one of my clients was on a podcast a couple of months ago. She lost 120 pounds. She's still going. So she shared her story, and in there, some of her struggles. So if you then listen to that podcast episode, you will literally hear somebody telling you some of the mistakes that she made along the way. Guess what? You can then not make those same mistakes. Again, if you want to be an entrepreneur, there are podcasts out there that are designed where people will tell you about the mistakes that they made. So then you can start to map out, oh, this person did this, and they learned this lesson from it. Amazing. I'm going to make sure I don't make that same mistake. But you need to have some sort of plan. If you're driving to Scotland, again, I'm in Nottingham. If I'm driving to Scotland, I need to have some sort of plan, whether that's a GPS, a sat-nav thing, or even if an old school map. But I need to have some idea of the direction that I'm going in. Because if I'm driving south, I know, again, you don't know the UK, Nottingham's bang in the middle and Scotland's bang north, okay? So if I'm driving, I don't know where I'm going. I could be driving south. And I could be driving south for hours and hours and hours. And I need to be able to have some sort of plan to then compare what's going on. So I can start actually making adjustments if needed. So when I start to drive south, if I drive for an hour, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm going south. But no, right, okay, let's turn around and go back north. So again, I've only lost an hour rather than days. So again, understand this, that whatever you're trying to get, whatever results you're trying to get, you have to have some sort of plan. Again, they talk about business plans, nutrition plan, training plan. Whatever it is, you need plan. You need some sort of things that you can actually tangibly work against so you know you're kind of on track. Because people have walked this path before. So understand, you're walking through a forest. You need to look at other people's paths and see where they've walked. You don't have to walk the same path as them, but understand it's there for guidance. You have to have some sort of idea of where you're going. If you're trying to walk through the forest and get to a waterfall, if there's a path that leads, and it looks like everyone's walked that way to get to a waterfall, guess what? There's probably some amazing things you could learn by walking that way. Again, it's understanding that you obviously don't follow people like a sheep, but understand people have done this before. You are not the only person that wants to lose 100 pounds, 200 pounds. You're not the only person that wants to start a business. You're not the only person that's this, that. Other people have been through it before. And the amazing power with podcasts and technology these days, YouTube, is that the information is out there. So search for it, because I promise you there's people there giving you the information. People will give you the blueprint and the roadmap of what they did. That doesn't mean you have to take it, but it can give you some sort of idea. Again, you can have coaching. This is not a plug for my coaching, but if you're generally struggling, if that is your goal, reach out to me for online coaching. Wherever you are in the world, I can help you get your results. That is my job. My job is to be like Yoda. My job is not to steal your thunder. You are the superstar on your journey. I'm just Yoda. I'm guiding you. You are the superstar. I'm just the guide. So again, reach out to people like myself. That's another one. Point 4 is you don't ask for help. And that's one of the biggest things here. Like, reach out to me, reach out to other people if you need help. Again, if it's fat loss that's your goal, or you want to work on the mindset, self-development stuff, that is my bag. This is my job. This is what I do. Like, if your job is whatever it is in computers, that's your job. You're very, very good at it. This is my job. Again, there's other coaches out there. It's our job to help you, so let us help you. Because the most important questions are the ones you don't know the answers to. Let me say that again. The most important questions are the ones you don't know the answers to. And that's the job of a coach. The job is there. The coach's job is to actually help you understand these questions you don't know the answers to. So it's our job to help you, because you don't know what you don't know. So you've tried time and time again, you've failed, but you don't know what you don't know, so it's not your fault. But if you're paying a professional, it is our job to guide you. We can't walk the path for you, but we can guide you. We can light the way for you. And when you fall off, we can dust you down. We can help you with that reflection. You've had the pain of messing up. We can help you with the reflection to keep making progress. So understand, you don't ask for help. Whatever it is you're trying to do, ask for help. Reach out. People want to help. I want people to win. I want people to do amazing things. Again, Vicky losing all that weight, like absolutely incredible. Like she's completely changing her life. That's one of a number of clients. I've got 2 other clients in America that lost 60, 70 pounds respectively. They are absolutely smashing it. I've got some amazing clients doing some amazing things. But it starts with them asking for help. It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay not to know. But again, don't do yourself a disjustice by trying to do it again by yourself without having a clear direction of where you're going and not asking for help. My final point on this is, like, are you actually being teachable? Do you actually have a willingness to learn, a high willingness to learn? Do you actually have a high willingness to change? Because that's what being teachable is. If you're trying to reach out for help with me or another coach, do you actually want to change? Do you have a high willingness to learn, and do you have a high willingness to change? Because if the answer is no to either of them, you're not going to succeed. If you keep thinking that your way is the right way, then I can't help you. Like, you have to be open to being wrong. You have to be open to be admitting, do you know what? I've not really done things optimally. Dan, can you help me out with this? Right, here's my bit. Here's what I advise. Oh yeah, I'll try that. Rather than being so egotistical, thinking that you know things, you don't know everything. And the way that I can't remember who got this analogy off, but essentially, when you're starting out with somebody in this whole teachability, you need to clear out all the rubbish from your bin. So imagine you've got a bin and you've got all this rubbish that's stacked on in there. And what you're doing is, by trying to do something new without clearing away all the rubbish and not wanting to clear out the rubbish, the high willingness to learn, high willingness to change, what you're doing is you're putting a brand new shirt on top of that rubbish. It's going to destroy it. It's going to ruin it because you haven't cleared out all that rubbish. You have to clear out all that rubbish so that when someone comes along and gives you this amazing, new, beautiful thing, it's not destroyed by all the rubbish that's under there. You have to be willing to unlearn some of the things that have got you where you are. Now, not unlearning everything. It's not about that. But you have to be willing to change. If you're not willing to change, then you're going to keep getting the same results over and over again. What Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So again, if you're going into this and you fail time and time again, don't go back into it again doing the same thing you did last time, because you're going to fail. It's inevitable. You haven't changed anything. And again, if you don't want to change, don't lie to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if you know you have 100, 150 pounds to lose, if you don't want to lose it, that is okay. No one's going to force you to do anything, but you have to want to change and you have to want to learn. Because the whole thing with this is, like, again, the coach should be a guide. The person that you're seeking guidance from should be guiding you. Again, they guide you by giving you the knowledge, by passing on the knowledge, but you have to want to take that knowledge on. If not, what you're doing is you're becoming dependent on that person, and you don't want to get into a place where you become dependent on someone. That is not a good place to be. You want to keep rising up and becoming that best version of yourself. Keep being teachable in anything in life. You can always learn from somebody. Every single person in life can teach you something. Don't be so egotistical to think that you know everything. I've been in this industry for 10 years. I still don't know everything. I still love it when I learn new things, especially in the mindset, self-development, mental health world. Like, I know a lot of stuff about it. Again, got the podcast to back it up, but I've got the receipts. Again, you hear the information, the knowledge I churn out with that. I still don't know what I don't know. And I love that. I literally have spent $3,000 over the last 2 weeks going on all these courses to learn about stuff I had no idea that I didn't know. It's absolutely incredible. I love that. And again, some of the information, I was wrong. I have to admit, I was wrong. Because I can't go onto these courses and spend that high amount of money and be like, I know everything. Because what's the point? I have to go in there with a high willingness to learn. I'm going on these courses to learn. And I have to understand I've got a willingness to actually change if I need to. Because otherwise, what's the point? Just to say I've got a certificate for these things. Okay, great. What does a certificate do? Nothing. It's a piece of paper that's going to go on my wall. Like, I have to actually be able to apply it. And how do I apply it? By saying that what I kind of know might be wrong. And again, not get beat up about it, not be egotistical about it. Understand, okay, yeah, I messed up, it's not a problem. And the final thing I'm going to leave you with is a story, bamboo tree story. So Mikey knows this one. So I just said it for the first time with the kids. So a Chinese bamboo tree is the story. So when a farmer plants this bamboo tree, he plants it, small little seed, and he waters it every single day. So every single day he comes out and he waters it, and he waters it, and he waters it. And for the first 2 years, nothing happens. But every single day, he goes and he waters this seed, he waters this seed, he waters this seed. And after the first 2 years, the bamboo tree grows about 2 inches. And that's it. And for the next 3 years, the farmer keeps coming out and watering and watering and watering this plant, and nothing is happening to the naked eye. So the human eye, all you're seeing is this 2-inch stub that's come out, and that's it. But the farmer keeps showing up every single day, watering the plant, watering the plant. What you don't see under the surface is that the bamboo tree is growing its roots down and out, and it's growing them so deep and so strong that it's actually preparing for what's about to happen, the growth. So after 5 years, this bamboo tree will grow from 2 inches to 75 feet in the space of 6 months. And it's only able to do that because it's actually got the foundations underneath the surface with the root network. That's the same with you in life right now. Understand that it's going to take time, but you have to show up every single day consistently doing the things that you need to do, and have faith in your bamboo tree. Your bamboo tree is you. You have to have faith in yourself. Understand that what you're doing is you're growing the roots. Again, all these things I spoke about being teachable, it's growing the roots. Having a plan is growing the roots. Learning from past mistakes is growing the roots. And thinking you can do it is growing the roots. It's growing those roots so strong. And to the surface, it may seem like nothing's really happening. But what's going to happen is when it all clicks into play, your bamboo tree and your results will just go. The compound effect, it all builds up. You can't shoot up 75 feet in 6 months unless your foundations are strong. Build your foundation strong. Do all the things that you need to do. Don't worry about the surface stuff, because we all know people whose bamboo tree will shoot up by 50 feet in the space of a week. And guess what? A year later, it's crushed and burned because it doesn't have the roots to stabilize it. Again, play the long game. Do the things that you need to do. Be strong like bamboo. Again, bamboo is also flexible. Again, bamboo is just an incredible thing. Again, love that story. And from guy Paul Cope, the guy's just absolutely insane. So that's me rambling over. I'm probably going to take a nap now because I've just literally gone on like brain dump overdrive. But again, understand, like, they're just 5 reasons that I came out of the top of my head for why you're struggling to get results. Obviously, there's a whole host of other reasons there. And again, this podcast is designed to help you get results. Don't forget to reach out. I'm here, message me on Instagram, Daniel_James_fitness. Reach out. I'm always here to help. Again, I've got spaces available for my online coaching. We can have a free chat on Zoom. We have a discussion about that. But understand that I have complete faith in you. Like, you are unique and you're amazing as a human being. Like, I don't even know most of you that listen to this podcast. Again, I've got guys from all over the world, but you are incredible. I have complete faith in your ability. It's about time that you start to have faith in yourself as well.